getting Louisville's quarterback, down on some sacks, and obviously he's a guy that's very athletic and can get out of the way. So that definitely caught our attention and something we'll have to do a really good job with this week. Yeah, I think there's a couple times that we didn't hook up on a few of the down the field. It's just one or two plays, and if we make the throw and make the catch, then all of a sudden it's a 3 or 4 score game and it's in a different position. But, I think the biggest thing is, playing complementary football. Each game is a unique game in and of itself. I mean, obviously we want to score as much as we possibly can, but our number one goal is to win the game. And the way our defense was playing was outstanding. And obviously in those conditions, we wanted to be a little bit smart about throwing the ball over the middle where a tip ball could be an interception, things like that. And but we did take some opportunities down the field, and we just didn't hook them up. And that's something that we want to be able to improve on, and I think that we will as we go forward, and definitely want to be able to maybe put teams away. But I think we felt pretty comfortable that we were in a good spot there for the majority of the game. Yeah, I think when we look at our drives, if we can stay out of 3rd and long, we've done a pretty good job, and we're actually above our number in the 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. It's just that 3rd and 7 plus, and those have come from penalties and then maybe a couple times and some tackles for loss. And so those are things that we really study and look at as an offense is how can we prevent ourselves from being in 3rd and long situations. And, those are things that we feel like we can control. A lot of the things that have put us behind the chains this year have been things that we felt like we can control. And, we had some penalties this past week that, stalled some drives because now all of a sudden instead of being a 3rd and 4, you're in a 3rd and 9. And your percentage of converting that is drastically different. And so that's definitely, we look at the drives where we're moving the ball all the way down and scoring points. We're keeping ourselves in manageable 3rd down situations.
Talk about the fumbles against NC State last year. I think that was also a game Wayne left early with a concussion. Your depth at running back is a big difference this year.
Yeah, kind of like what we were talking about earlier with a lot of guys touching the ball. I mean, I think running back, we've got 4 guys that we feel comfortable with playing, and each game's a little bit different, kind of depending on how the games go. And if one guy gets nicked up, the next guy steps in there. And I thought that was another positive from the game Saturday night is C.J. Fuller and Adam Choice got in there and really did some good things for us. And I think their experience showed up a little bit in that type of environment and that type of game. And, we've got confidence in all those guys. Each of them are a little bit different, bring a different skill set to the table. If something like that were to happen, I think we're definitely in a better spot.
Do you all make anything in the first playoff rankings coming on this year, or is it still too early?
No, we don't. Coach Sweeney's message to our guys is, if we take care of business, then we're going to be fine. And, I'm sure there's 1,000 different scenarios, but bottom line, we don't take care of business Saturday, none of it matters. So, I'm sure it's part of college football. I'm sure we'll have people texting us while we're in meetings Tuesday night telling us where we are, but it's really not that big of a deal for our guys for where we are at this point in the season. We got a lot of ball to play. Yeah, I don't think our philosophy has changed. I think really we're doing whatever we got to do to win the game. I do like that we're running the ball probably better than we have since I've been here. We're somewhere in top 25 right now in rushing, and and that's what I told those guys during pregame talk there before the game. I said, hey, I'm glad that one of our strengths of our team this year is running the ball, getting ready to go out and play in this type of game. If we're 4 and 5 wide and we got to throw it 55 times, then that environment Saturday night would not have been a good situation for us. And I think we have confidence that we can run it when we need to and throw it when we need to. And I think we've always felt good about our passing game, and philosophy and what we want to do. But I really believe, and I've said this multiple times, I think the difference in our offense the last 2 or 3 years has really been the emergence of our running game. The guys up front doing a really good job, if you run the ball well, you got good defense, and then the big plays and everything else will take care of itself. So I don't think it's a philosophy change as much as a little bit of kind of who we are so far as, through the season. All right. Good.